Hello buddy, welcome back to Just Lights. Today we're going to be working on this Edge 9000. This is one of those ones I got from that marketplace haul a short while ago. Now after talking with a good buddy of mine, we kind of find out that these light bars right here are from the Connecticut State Police. And there's a few details about it that helped us link it to that. And I'm going to show you what those are. One of them is this right here, with these being fully clear like they are. On the front and rear of the bar, they actually had a little sign in it that actually said State Police. And you see the plug is still there. That would have been plugged into, but none of the bars have those, so I'm going to try to recreate those. The Connecticut State Police also adopted the one amber light on the backside, kind of the same as California did, like on their CTS bars. These also had a quick disconnect plug for the entire wiring system, where they could literally just unplug the bar and plug it back in whenever they needed to. And the most unique thing that triggered it is the fact that they have a quick disconnect anchoring system for the roof mount. So they could literally just take these bars off and on whenever they needed to. And what the principle of that was is back in the 80s, the Connecticut State Police would allow the officers to take the vehicles home and use them for personal use when they're off duty. But they would take the light bars off, so the cars would kind of blend in with regular traffic and stuff like that. So what they would literally do is when they got off duty, they would unhook the quick disconnect, unplug this right here, take the bar off, put it in the trunk of the car, and then it would sit there. And then when they went on duty again, they would just put the bar back on the roof, plug it back in, and they were ready to be in service again. Very unique design, very cool. It's kind of a thing I've never even heard of or thought they even did back in the day. But what I want to do is I want to show you that quick disconnect roof mount real fast, and then we're going to get into pulling this bar apart a little bit. This one works fully. I just got to do some cleaning on it and stuff like that. So let's get to it. All right, so in that haul, I am getting 5 of these light bars total, but I'm actually going to be using one as a donor. And the reason why is because it was missing a couple lenses, a couple of those little spacers, and it had a broken end cap. So what I want to do is I want to take all the remaining good parts on this one and make sure that the other 4 are full, complete bars as far as good lenses, good lights, and all that kind of stuff. So I figured this would be the best part to show you some of those little details I was talking about. So right here, you got the wiring harness with that plug attached to it still. So this is what they would allow them to unplug and plug the light bar at will. And then here's your foot. Now this is the most unique part right here. So you got like these kind of feet right here, has these little suction cup deals on them, which probably acted so when they stuck it on the roof, it's something to kind of help keep them still during driving time and stuff like that, so they weren't walking all over the roof and stuff like that. Then they had the part right here. This is the part that would lock onto the rain gutter. And what they would do is once they locked onto the rain gutter, they had this little lever right here. Now I had this little line right here, so you can actually focus on that line. As they would spin this, you see the actual thing goes in, and that's what actually locked it, singed it onto the rain gutter. So that's what actually held it in place. And then when they were off duty, they'd spin this around like that, pull the light bar off duty, put the light bar on, lock it that way. Now they're back on duty. I thought that was a really cool thing I wanted to show you guys because I've never seen one of these before. And if it weren't for that good buddy of mine telling me about that, I probably would have never figured out what these were for. I thought maybe these might have come from maybe like a TV show or maybe like a movie or something like that, where they'd have to exchange these things from car to car as they were banging them up. But no, the Connecticut State Police made their light bars easily removable when they needed to. So let's go ahead and get back onto the bar and start getting this thing cleaned up. All right, first step is go ahead and get all these lenses off here, see what needs to be cleaned, start cleaning the interior of the lenses, buffing them out, and all that kind of stuff. While I had the bar actually opened up, I actually come across this tag right here, which is the build tag. It was actually still attached to the wiring harness. If you see the build date that I have outlined, it was manufactured May of 1991. Kind of a cool little find. All right, so what you see me working on right now is I want to recreate that illuminated State Police sign that's in the middle of the light bar. So I took this piece of plexiglass right here, covered it completely in masking tape, made a bunch of reference marks, and penciled out the word State Police. Then I'm going to take this razor blade and slowly cut around all my pencil lines, leaving just the word State Police on the plexiglass as I remove all the excess masking tape from around those letters. This will only be leaving the word State Police on the plexiglass. Then I will be covering in a flat black spray paint once all that dries, and then I'll peel the rest of the masking tape off after that, and only the word State Police will be able to be illuminated. Okay, so this is what I'm working on for my lighting right here. What I do is I took this piece of Lexan right here. You can see I built like this little platform that I can use these anchor screws on either side of the control board to hold it in place. And then what I did is I countersink these screws right here all the way below the surface, so this way there's no chance that they can ground out onto the metal of that, so I ain't gonna worry about doing any kind of damage. So the plan here is this will go on here, on either one of those screws. I also drilled these extra holes that you see, like here and all that stuff. Those are to go around like these extra screws, like those right there and stuff like that, so it sits flat. So it'll go on here just like that. And then Unfortunately, the donor bar that I'm using, the connector that I need for this, that portion of the wiring harness is missing. So I'm just going to have to take my wires and just kind of push them into the end of those. I really don't want to cut the factory harness on this one. So I'll just push them inside there, maybe do a little hot glue or something like that just to make sure they stay in place. And I'm going to use LED bulbs, so this way it reduces any kind of heat and stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm not too worried about, say, like this right here getting proper ventilation, because it's ventilated from inside the bar, not to mention when this thing's turned on in my shop, it's not like it's going to be on for hours or anything like that. So let me go ahead and get this in place, get it hooked up, and then we'll fire it up. And then after that, it's got to finish up the little cover piece. Okay, so I got it in place. So we'll go ahead and turn it on. So next is just to put the little sign thing in front of it, and this part will be done. All right, so here we go. So my state police sign in the center is done and ready to go. So I'm gonna get the end caps back on, get this thing all polished up, and we'll see this bar in action. All right, so let's go ahead and fire this light bar up. Now, I didn't make that state police thing for the backside here like I did on the front, because it's going to be against the wall and all that stuff. You're not going to see it, but I definitely wanted it on the front side. Now, there's really nothing on the backside other than just strobes. So we'll go ahead and fire them strobes up real fast. All right, and this is the front of the bar. Now, what I did is I hooked the state police light straight to my on power. So this way, when I turn my main power system on, that's going to come on. So I didn't have to have a separate switch just for that. You see, I got that. And then we're going to do the takedowns real quick. And then the front strobes. All right, so let's go ahead and fire the entire light bar up. So here we go. This is the whole light bar fully in action. This is my Connecticut State Police light bar, the Edge 9000 series, manufactured in 1991. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.